What's up, everybody? Welcome to the rLounge. My mom told off my bratty, freeloading half-sister tonight. My half-sister Ashley moved in with us last month after getting kicked out of her mother's house. We both share the same dad. Ashley is 22, soon to be 23 years old. She has never had a job before and is not in college. She is a massive drama queen and is always picking fights with my mom or making fun of me. I am 15 and a girl, by the way. She tells me I need to be more girly and that I will never get a guy looking the way I do. I am more like a tomboy and I'm ace. She picks fights with my mom over everything. She calls my mom a B-word a lot, tells her to go F herself. She's just mean and nasty. She's very defensive and quick to anger. She has no friends because she can't get along with people for very long and randomly turns on them. The funny thing is, Ashley is always crying to my dad about how horrible and mean my mom is to her, and my mom is usually going off on her, but that's because she ran her mouth to my mom first. She knows how to push my mom's buttons and does crap to intentionally irritate her. My mom is fed up with her crap. Ashley wants my dad's attention full time and has tried to sabotage their date nights by making it all about her and guilt-tripping my dad into staying home or coming home early. She's threatened to unalive herself and started crying because she felt he cares about my mom more than her. She constantly hogs up all his free time, unless he is at work or out drinking with his friends. At home, she is glued to his hip and reminds me of a little kid going, "Daddy, watch me do this. Daddy, watch me do that. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." She always has to sit by him, always has to be his center of attention, etc. When she's not, she gets jealous and starts putting on Oscar-worthy displays. She has hated my mom from day one, like she views her as a threat or something. She isn't nice to me either and makes fun of me. Then, if I get upset, she laughs and goes, "Aw, did I hurt your precious little feelings?" and mocks me. Ashley got sick last week with COVID. She has mild symptoms. She's still sick and has been having GI issues, headaches, and low-grade fever. She whines about how bad she feels all day and lashes out on everybody because she's sick of being sick and hates feeling this way, and none of the pain relievers are working. She also whines on Instagram and TikTok about how bad she feels. She's acting like it's the end of the world and she's going to die. She whines about how COVID ruined her birthday plans. Her birthday is February 3rd and she had no plans. Our dad's 40th birthday is on Tuesday, and it's like she doesn't care and is making it all about herself. She reminds me of popular mean girls in middle school, honestly, especially with the hostile, witchy tone she always has and eye-rolling. My mom told her off tonight. I recorded it. She told her, "Gravy train is over. If you want to live here, you need to get a job. You need to do chores. You need to contribute. I don't care if you don't like me. Quite frankly, I don't like you either. I'm sick of you being a disrespectful little witch. You would be living on the streets if it wasn't for us allowing you in our home. You constantly attack my daughter and put her down. You constantly run your mouth at me and then cry to your dad whenever I don't put up with it. You're an adult. Act like it. It's time to grow up. Your father needs to be on the same page as me and I'm going to make sure he gets there. You should be ashamed with the way you act. You're going to get nowhere in life with that victim mentality and terrible attitude you have." Ashley screamed at her to get the F out of her room, and she's not her mom and has no say over anything. She told my mom she doesn't have to listen to her and she's an annoying, pretentious witch. My mom said, "The annoying, pretentious witch is the one who doesn't lift a finger around the house. She's the one that lies to their dad about how horrible others are instead of taking accountability. The one that refuses to grow up and do anything with themselves and talks back and screams all the time." Ashley got up and slammed the door shut in my mom's face and started blasting music. Ashley was crying to my dad over text. My dad confronted my mom when he got home, and while they were arguing, Ashley came downstairs and started verbally attacking my mom. My dad yelled at Ashley to stop, and then she was angry, crying to my dad about how horrible my mom was. He went outside to smoke and then came back in and went upstairs and slammed the door to his room. He wouldn't unlock the door or let my mother inside the room, so my mom called her friend and told her everything that was going on, and then left to go to stay at her house for the night. It's currently 1:30 a.m., and Ashley and my dad are downstairs drinking and playing Just Dance on the Xbox. They are being loud and obnoxious and have no consideration for me trying to sleep. I asked them to turn the volume on the TV down. I want to sleep. My dad told me to stop being a stick in the mud and come join them. Ashley yelled, "What loser goes to sleep this early on a Friday night? Oh wait, the one who doesn't even know what gender they are." My dad spit out his drink laughing. I yelled back, "You guys are really ignorant," and Ashley yelled, "Oh no, she's gonna cry like a little witch," and was laughing. I'm not crying, I'm irritated. I just want to sleep, and I wish she would grow up and leave me alone. I did nothing to her. My mom did nothing to her either. Update. I got woken up around 11 this morning by my mom yelling at my dad about how there are red Solo cups and beer bottles everywhere and how he needs to do something about Ashley. She said she is tired of walking on eggshells in her own home because Ashley might go off on her, and she's sick of being screamed at by her. She is sick of the entire situation. My mom told my dad that he needs to tell her that she needs to get a job and get her crap together or get out because she doesn't listen to her, and it's like banging your head off a wall trying to talk to her. My dad was yelling back that he has a headache and he's tired and she needs to lower her voice. My mom said, "This is the problem. You never want to deal with it. You invite her to come live with us and let her do and talk to us however she wants with no consequences." My dad yelled back that he barely got any sleep last night and she needs to leave him the F alone. My mom yelled back, "I don't care if you're tired. I'm sick of living like this. Do something with your daughter. She is nothing but a problem." My dad went upstairs and slammed the door and went back to bed. Ashley came downstairs and my mom yelled at her to get the F out of her sight. Ashley flipped my mom off and went back upstairs and was crying on her way back to her room. I saw tears coming out of her eyes and I hid in the bathroom giggling because she's crying like a 2-year-old. My mom then was complaining to me about how unbelievable my dad is and asked me what went on last night. I told her all about it and she said that's the effing problem. He's acting like her best friend and is siding with her with everything. She said it's ridiculous and she's getting fed up with everything. She said she wishes she would have never agreed with my dad to let Ashley move in, but she thought she matured because she's an adult. This afternoon around 3 p.m., I heard Ashley going off in her room, and apparently she was bullying my 12-year-old cousin, Maddie. I don't know all of what was said, but I did record Ashley saying, "You don't have any money. It's your parents that have money. You are broke because you don't work. Stop acting like a pretentious, snobby witch and get off your pedestal. I've dealt with mean, judgmental girls like you before, and guess what? Karma came and kicked their butts because now they are nowhere in life and have nobody. Guess what? Popularity contests don't exist out of high school. You aren't crap in the real world. If you want to actually matter in life, then you need to do something useful with your life and make something of yourself. You are beyond pathetic and too effing stupid to understand what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm even wasting my time with Miss Know-It-All. If I was your age and you were in my grade, you would be sleeping with one eye open and wouldn't F with me because I would make your life a living hell." Which I found kind of funny because she's practically describing herself to my cousin, but in a weird third-person way. The reason I know it was my cousin she was yelling at was because my aunt called my dad about how Ashley was attacking her daughter. My dad said he would deal with it, and he's sorry Ashley flipped out. She's going through a lot right now. My dad didn't say anything to Ashley about that, and he was sitting on the couch and watching basketball for a while. About an hour ago, Ashley came crying to my dad about how horrible my mom was being to her this morning and how she made her cry. She said my mom called her a piece of crap that will never amount to anything, how my mom told her to stay away from dad and told her to do everybody a favor and go unalive herself, and how my mom was making fun of her. All my mom said was to get out of my sight to her. I told my dad she's lying and what was really said. Ashley said my mom told me to lie and cover her back, and that's not what really happened, and she wouldn't be crying if it wasn't true. I told her, "You are so dang dramatic and seriously need help. This is not normal. I'm sick of living in a house with someone as toxic as you." Ashley said she's mirroring her mother, and she called me an evil little girl, and said she did nothing to me for me to hate her, and then she stormed upstairs. My dad said, "I don't know what's going on, but all this drama needs to stop. You guys give me a headache every day." I said, "There's drama because of Ashley." He said, "Look, I know she's not innocent in all of this, but you need to try and get along with her. You aren't helping by arguing back. You are adding fuel to the fire." And then he told me he's done talking about this and turned his game back on and was ignoring me whenever I tried to talk to him again. My mom was at the grocery store when all this went down, and now she's back home and her and my dad haven't said a word to each other. She's upstairs and he's downstairs. It's 6:30 p.m. now, and I think I'll just eat a frozen chicken pot pie for dinner since I don't think my mom is cooking. I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens. Our first response comes from Sunrise Misty. "Tell your mom to kick her the F out ASAP. If your dad disagrees, he goes too. They are the problem, not anyone else. I see a divorce in the future, which would be for the best." The OP replies, "The house is in my dad's name. I did suggest looking for an apartment to my mom earlier for us, or going to stay with my grandma. My mom told me to stay out of it, and that nobody is going to let us stay with them for an extended amount of time, and with work and everything, she doesn't have time to deal with all of this. I said you could look into apartments today, and tomorrow you are off. She yelled at me that it's not as easy as I think, and to get out of everybody's business. I said it's my business too because Ashley keeps bullying me, and she told me if I keep it up, she's taking away my phone and to leave her alone." Artistic Lobster 5747 says, "Maybe you should call your grandparents and ask them if you can live with them." The OP replies, "I tried that. My mom's side, they told me they don't want to get involved in whatever is going on between my parents, and my mom yelled at me for calling them and asking because my grandma called my mom and asked what was going on. My dad's mom tried to keep telling me everything will be okay and that I'm a strong girl and don't listen to what Ashley says because it's not true. It's like she wasn't listening to what I was telling her, or maybe she doesn't care or think the situation is that bad. I don't know.